You're asking a Sasquatch if a Prius would be too small.
Ayo, it is week 31 of the weekly video logs for the Retro Garage. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to me on YouTube or following me on Facebook. I upload weekly video logs as we get closer to the grand opening of my retro video game store in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. So if you watched last week's vlog, we started working on the space. I went in the first day and was able to start painting the walls. I got 2 walls done, and I wanted to get back as early as possible today to try to finish the other 2 walls. But today is also setup day for Collectors Con, and so I got a lot of stuff to do. I still need to pack up my games. It's about 6 in the morning. I didn't get to bed till about 12:30, so I didn't get a ton of sleep. I'm a little exhausted. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do today. I just wanted to make sure I had time to do all the stuff I want to do. So, setup day today, I have to still put games into totes, and I'm going to have less space than I did last year, so I'm not going to be able to bring as much stuff. So I'll have about 2 tables worth, but I'm going to put some games under tables instead of having everything on top of tables. It's going to be a little cramped and annoying, but it is what it is. Me and Matt are going to be sharing the space, so again, there's just going to be a lot less space for me to spread out the games, but that's okay. I just won't be able to bring everything. So I'm going to start loading up the games, I suppose, and then head out to the store and get back to painting. All right, well, I got some stuff loaded into the totes. I'm going to have to double stack some games. That's okay, though. I feel like if I was out hunting and I had to, pick up a handful of games to see what's underneath it, that makes it a little more fun of a hunt. But I still need to do most of the games. Like I said, I can't bring everything, so I was just grabbing just random handfuls of games, but I still need to do all the handheld stuff, the NES, Genesis, the boxed games, and the PlayStation 3, 4, and 1 games, but that's not going to take me very long, so I'm going to come back home after a few hours and finish it up and then load up my car. All right. The painting is done. It looks amazing, and I love it. We're leaving that beam white on the side, so it just kind of pops out a little more. It's artistic, I guess. So up here, we feel it's not going to be worth the money or time or effort to paint all the way up there. And since we don't have a lot of room for actually decorating the store, we're going to cover up all the unpainted spots with 90s and nerdy tapestries. So it'll be kind of like a ceiling going across with tapestries. And I think that's gonna look awesome. I'm just incredibly happy with the colors. And some people find blue and yellow obnoxious, but I don't. That looks great. All right, well, it is time for me to go get ready for Collectors Con. All right, we got it all set up. We are cramped. Matt, you think this is too cramped?
You're asking a Sasquatch if a Prius would be too small. Then yes.
Yeah. We got us kids here helping them. Hard workers. Yeah, it's gonna be a little cramped. We assumed it was gonna be pretty cramped, but we're just gonna have to make do. When we do this next year, we're buying 2 spaces for sure. But it's gonna be a good time. Got a lot of people set up already. I already made a trade deal with somebody, so it's been good so far. But I'm ready to go. Matt's mostly ready to go. He's bringing Pokemon. He's just not leaving it here overnight, understandably. But hopefully I see some of y'all. All right, day 1. Got a lot of shit here. Matt's got t-shirts, bunch of Pokemon, Garbage Pail Kids cards. Those are pretty cool. Yeah. Ton of toys, Barbies and stuff. So hopefully we sell a lot. It is the end of the day for the first day of Collectors Con. It was an okay day. It wasn't terribly busy. I didn't sell a ton of stuff, which is fine because, you know, I didn't bring really super desirable things, and I did that intentionally. So I wasn't expecting, I did better than I expected to do, but it's compared to last year, not even close to the amount of stuff I sold, but fully expected that to happen. It's more for me to just go out there and spread the good word, if you know what I mean. So tomorrow, obviously a Saturday, it's supposed to be way more busy, so we'll see if anybody comes. Notably, the best game I sold was Pokemon Puzzle League, and typically I'm holding on to Pokemon stuff, but it had a little bit of label damage, and it just wasn't up to snuff with my standards. But it was really fun and awesome, especially having Matt and his son there. I was able to actually walk around and shop for like the first time while vending a convention, and it was awesome. And I picked up some stuff. Let me show you. Starting out with these plushies. These are for my girlfriend. Her favorite Pokemon are Umbreon and Espeon, and she wanted to grab these. And then I got these in a trade. These are just the cases. It'd be awesome if they had the games in them, but I've gotten both of these games multiple times. I'm bound to get them eventually loose at some point, and when I do, we got some cases for it. Got 2 copies of Wii Party. I cannot believe that Price Charting has this game at $50, but they are really scratched up. I paid more than I really wanted to, but the kid who was trying to sell them to me was trying to hustle me. I'll admit, he came up to me like 4 different times asking me to give him more money because they're worth $50, and it's really hard to explain to some people. Like, loose discs are so difficult to sell. I'm not even kidding. You have to find the right buyer, someone who doesn't care, or someone who magically came across an empty case and now they're looking for the game. But had to explain to them multiple times how scratched up they were. It's going to take time, and I don't believe the value of them is set at 50. 50 is just a median. Like, these could probably sell for 20 or 30 bucks, or maybe even 60, but no one's going to buy this for 60. So I'm going to price these at 40. Price Charting has them at 50, which is crazy. People are crazy. He also brought me a bunch of kind of trashy low-end DS games, which, again, I was not interested in. I offered him a couple bucks each, which I probably won't even sell any of them for more than $3 to $5. He was trying to hustle me on that too, but I would not let him. I would not get hustled by a little child. And then this Killer Instinct. Funny story about this. So I mentioned in the last video how I used to own this complete in box in really nice condition. And this is that copy of the game. This was my personal childhood copy of the game. And the guy is also vending at the show, and he was selling it. And I said, bro, let me buy that back, please. And he sold it to me at market. I think 2 years ago I sold it for $110. I paid $100 for it. I was fine with that. $100 was fine because it's not just, some random copy of Killer Instinct Gold. This is this is the one I had for a very long time, and I'm just so happy to have it back in my personal collection. And I'm at a point with the Retro Garage where I can keep stuff now. I can hold on to stuff. So this is going right back into my personal collection. I could not be more excited that he was trying to sell this, and I seen it, and he sold it to me. So that is honestly super hype, super dope, amazing. Anyway, I also picked up this Tito Oliver and Company toy. I just love Oliver and Company. And then I decided to start making a binder for my favorite Pokemon. So my top 5 favorite Pokemon: Totodile, Vulpix, Crobat, Scizor, and Squirtle. So I went around looking. I wasn't looking for Squirtles because there's so many Squirtles that I'm not going to have an issue, but I was looking for Crobats, Vulpixes, and Totodiles. And these are the cards that I got. Oh, that's actually from my girlfriend. And these are the cards that I picked up. These are really awesome. It's not TCG, but it is a card. Same with this one. And this one. This is like more like a postcard. There's a vendor there who doesn't really do much TCG, but they do just random Pokemon stuff that like I don't see anywhere else other than when they do vendor shows. And I just appreciate the uniqueness that they have with what they sell. And this Totodile card, so cool. Again, it's not TCG. It's kind of like a thicker cardboard, but it can go into a binder. Another Crobat. This is an awesome Totodile card. I paid up a little bit for this one. Not very educated on value for Pokemon cards, but it seems like kind of a rare, high-end Totodile, so I was like, fuck it. I'm probably never going to see this card again. I better grab it right now. And a Scizor shiny. Very cute. And another Crobat. And then a Jumbo Totodile card. Super awesome. So I got a binder in the basement. I got a few 151 binders because I went freaking ham with 151. And seeing the prices on 151 now is ridiculous. I'm so pissed off at myself for selling off my entire collection a couple years ago because I could have made thousands of dollars on the damn thing. Anyway, gonna call it a night, and we will be back for day 2 tomorrow.
Day 2 of his 1993 Power Ranger sticker pack.
There you go. You selling a lot today?
Actually, we are.
Yeah.
It's exquisite, sir.
Doing pretty well. Got a lot of trades, bought a lot of stuff too. I'll show you that later. Day 2 is over, and it was a much better day than yesterday. Sold quite a bit and got some really awesome trades, and I added more cards to my binder. So let's just show you. Start out with this shiny Umbreon plush. This is for my girlfriend Cassie. She loves it, and it is really cute, and I also love it. But she's good on plush now. I don't think she wants any more unless it's like an Eevee, I'm pretty sure. And then for games, we got Oddworld, Abe's Exodus, some of my favorite games ever. Got Animal Crossing on the 3DS, Pokemon Heart Gold, Pokemon Soul Silver, Pokemon Platinum, Pokemon Pearl, Pokemon Ruby, Crystal, and Gold. Some awesome things to get. All of these are being saved for the store, obviously. This also, an Atomic Purple Game Boy Color. It is complete. It is in awesome condition. And yes, that is being held for the store as well. And I did get a couple chances to go around and look for some more cards for my binder. Just started this yesterday, but I added these cards. Well, actually, this first edition was given to me by Scott, which is one of my favorites, first edition. But I added these two, an e-reader one. That was pretty sweet. And we got no new Vulpixes. Got a couple more Scizors. I like that VMAX Rainbow. That is awesome. I'm happy to have put that in the collection. And then 1 or 2 more Crobats. I think just 1 more Crobat, but still added to the collection. Very happy of it. I'm gonna go back around tomorrow to see if there's any I missed. I'm trying to keep everything under $20, $25, so I'm obviously not buying like high-end cards or anything like that, but supposed to get a ton of snow tomorrow. Not sure how well it's gonna go. Wow, the games look like an absolute mess, but I will take care of that later in the week. So I'm gonna eat something, relax with Arby. Gotta feed him, but we'll be back at things tomorrow. Hopefully it goes well with the snowstorm and all that other crap, but oh well. It is day 3 of Collectors Con, and well, it's snowing. It's not just snowing a little bit, it is snowing a lot. And honestly, I'm annoyed by it. I'm surprised they didn't cancel today. Just got done shoveling my freaking wide ass driveway. It took me so long. I'm all sweaty. I gotta take a shower before I leave now. But I'm a little worried. I'm gonna get stuck on my way there because my road is not plowed. But I have to try because all my stuff is there. Again, I'm surprised they didn't cancel today. And it has no signs of slowing down. If you're from the area, you're dealing with it too, so I feel your pain. But let's get going. Well, I made a valiant effort to try to get going, but pulled out of my driveway and I got stuck and I had to dig myself out and pull back into my driveway, so I ain't making it there today. It's the end of Collectors Con, and I was able to make it. The MVP of the day was my girlfriend, Cassie. Thank God I have her, and she was able to bring me there, so I was able to at least grab my stuff, but we hung out most of the day, and I think I sold 1 game. Got some more PSP games, and I added a couple cards to the binder. For the most part, it was pretty dead the entire day. But Saturday pretty much made up for the whole weekend. So it was still worth it. Still had a great time. It was still a great show. Like I've said before, the people at Genuine Collectibles who put on the convention do a really awesome job, and they work really hard. So of course it's going to be good. Definitely going to do it next year. And if they allow us to, we're going to buy 2 spots so that we can have a ton of stuff and not have it be uncomfortably cramped. For now, I'm back home with all my stuff, and it is a big old pile of unorganized, cluttered, stressful stuff. And this is the worst part of doing a video game convention is unpacking everything and putting it back in its rightful place, because you know things get unorganized and scattered, and that kind of stresses me out on a personal feeling, on a personal level. But I'm gonna take the next couple hours to get it all out, go through everything I picked up, value it at, see the profit margin from the trades to what I'm gonna be able to sell this stuff for, and yeah, gonna do the drawing maybe tonight, but probably tomorrow. And actually, P&G Collectibles donated a few things to add to the raffle, so we're going to have 3 extra prizes to give away. And let me show you that, actually. So P&G Collectibles is a husband and wife team who they actually do the real unique random Pokemon things that I enjoy going through. But they donated this 3D printed katana, as well as this Collectors Con rubber ducky. I want this for myself so bad because I'm a sentimental kind of guy, and I'd love to have this just for the memories. But this is going to be an extra drawing, and they also donated a advent calendar for Nightmare Before Christmas. So some awesome gifts. I'm sure the people who entered the raffle are going to thoroughly enjoy having an extra chance at something, especially that duck. I'm going to be jealous. I wish I could get that duck. But let's get to unpacking this stuff, putting it up, and I'll show you what else I picked up today. Got some PSP games, which was great for me to get because I'm really low on PSP. So this is going to be a nice little boost to it. I would still like more, because I think, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have like maybe 14 total PSP games. They're hard to come by, honestly. And then for new Pokemon, I got this Totodile from Diamond and Pearl. And I also picked up 2 new Vulpixes. One's a holo, one's just a common, or reverse holo, sorry. And one more Scizor VMAX. So, I didn't do too bad. Just started this collection minus one of them. This one, I believe, that I had at Collector's Con. And got a whole page of Totodile. Got some Vulpix. And some Scizor. And Crobat. I think that's a new one that I picked up. But, don't know when I'm going to start working on this binder again. Probably the next convention. Maybe I'll go to some card shows. Because I usually don't go to just card shows. Because like I've mentioned, I'm not much of a collector. I went pretty ham on 151, and obviously I collected when I was a kid. But newer stuff I'm not super interested in, unless it's, you know, Totodile, Vulpix, Scizor, the ones I like. So I'm never actively hunting for cards, and I'm never buying packs or anything like that. So, all right, well, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'll be back at things tomorrow. Monday today, and I have to do the giveaways for Collector's Con, so I'm going to knock that out right off the bat. I did sell a couple things on eBay, one of them being this PlayStation 2 controller. I can't think off the top of my head, Berserker controller, I think it's called, but it's kind of a unique looking PS2 controller. I really like it. I'd keep it for myself, but it's just not practical, and I tried playing with it. It's just not very comfortable to play with. It'd just be like a display piece, but had it for almost 2 years. Nobody around here wanted to buy it, so I threw it up on eBay for $50 and it sold. And then I also sold a Kinect 2 for the Xbox One right here for $15. So yeah, get those packaged up and shipped off and clean up like the residual mess from Collector's Con. And go through all the trades that I picked up. These Pokemon games, I was told need battery replacement, so we'll go through and see. Probably put new batteries in those at some point. Clean up the Game Boy Color in here, just in case, you know, it's a little dusty. And then price everything. Probably won't price everything, as I'm holding most of it for the store anyway. And I'm waiting to price stuff like that just in case it goes up or down in price and I don't have to re-sticker it and all that stuff. But let's get it done. Later in the day, I got the controller and Kinect packaged up and ready to ship out. I'm probably going to go to the post office sometime soon and drop those off. Somebody has already claimed the Skylanders, Lego, and Bakugan. I can never say that name right. I don't think I am. So we still got the donated gifts from P&G Video Games and Collectibles. So now I'm going to take some time to go through all the stuff that I got and test it, clean it, all the good stuff. We got this Wave Bird that I picked up last week. Debating on keeping it for myself, but I already have one in my personal collection, but I think it would be awesome to have 2 for when my girlfriend and I play Mario Party, so one of us doesn't have to use a wired controller. But we'll see how I feel about that. I think I'm leaning towards reselling it, but we will see. All right, let's get this stuff knocked out today. We're gonna start out with the Pokemon games. The guy I got them from, I trust him and he's very reputable, so I believe what he tells me. Told me that these games have dry batteries, so I didn't test them. I took them at his word, and even if they do have dry batteries, it's not a big deal because I can always replace those. So let's go ahead and see. Start with Gold. Gold is an incredibly nostalgic game for me. I remember Christmas 2001 waking up at like 6 in the morning. It was still dark out. Yeah, no save. And I got Pokemon Gold for Christmas, and I opened it up. It was the first present I had opened up that morning, and I immediately started playing it. I don't think I opened up any other presents until a couple hours later, and it blew my mind because I was fully unaware. I was just a child. It might have been 12 years old. And when it was early in the morning, it was still dark in the game. So I was really confused, but you know, thought whatever, let's just keep playing. And then it started to get bright outside. And then in the game, it turned into daylight. And the game brightened up, and I couldn't believe what just happened to me. And then different Pokemon started to appear in the same routes, and it was just so awesome. Generation 2 games, by far my favorite Pokemon. Not just games, but like Pokemon in general. I think they have, no save data, have the coolest designs of any of them. Although when Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, the sprites in that game looked beautiful compared to the Game Boy games. Alright, so yeah, dry battery. So he was right. He wasn't lying. I knew he wasn't, but you know, I gotta test it myself and make sure they're good to go. Alright, I'm gonna replace those batteries on a different day, and I'm gonna get to work on all the games I got. So it completely slipped my mind that I'm gonna be out of town and really busy for the next 2 days. Cassie and I are going to Milwaukee. We're going to go to a Bucks game and visit her mama and just take it easy for the next few days. So I'll preemptively end the video here because I won't be doing anything for the next 2 days anyways. So if you made it to the end of the video, or if you came out to GeekCon this year, thank you so much for the support, the love, enthusiasm. I can't wait to continue to move and work more on the store. Next step for the store is to lay down flooring, and I'm not quite sure when I'm going to get that done. Hopefully sooner than later, because it's kind of time sensitive, and if we can't figure something out within the next couple weeks, I'm going to have to go ahead and figure out a plan B. So, all right, guys, I will see you next week. Peace.